Alrighty, guys. Today's going to be a little bit different. Um, and not completely, entirely different. It's just I said I was going to do 13 today, and I ended up doing ROG because I don't have a lot of time. But I'll tell you, as we are getting ourselves ready, getting ourselves in for today, um, we're pretty much still on 1.59. I went and checked right before I came in. That's why I'm 30 minutes late. I had to go take a shower because I sometimes forget to take a shower on a daily basis sometimes, and I needed to take a shower. I would have probably been on earlier, but I needed a shower. So anyway, um, but I'm going to tell you, um, I'm going to tell you that, as am kind of forgot to um put out the I didn't forget to put out the stream today. Um I just forgot to open up my YouTube side of things for it. Uh, but I'm gonna start doing this today, guys. This um no. Um I have this new thing that I'm gonna start doing um for daily um streams. Mostly these daily streams are gonna have slightly some variations again for when I start streaming. Um, and I have been more actively posting to Twitch, and actually reminding myself to post to Twitch and post to YouTube. Um, I mean, Blue Sky, actively posting that when I do go live and absolutely sharing my thoughts. I do share my thoughts a lot more on Blue Sky than anywhere else. Sometimes. Um, hey Glass, I'm just gonna tell you, it wasn't funny. Funny, and it was actually more of a dumb video than it being actually funny. And yes, a lot of times, um, yeah, there are much more funnier things out there than watching a video like that. So yeah, I found that video to be very dumb. And for any of you who aren't uh knowing what was going on, um I just find a lot of videos, like I don't sit and watch a lot of comedy, to be honest, because a lot of times, like, I don't find um things like that funny, Glass, to be honest. Because I will tell you, I'd rather sit down and watch a comedian that is much more funny than watching a video that was actually really dumb. That I sometimes I'll find some things that are funny, but that one was not funny, to be honest. Because it's one of those things that, yes, I do watch funny things on YouTube, but it's not a lot. Okay? And it's the same thing with Facebook. When I go and watch reels or I go and watch things, I don't watch funny things unless it's um coming through Fluffy. The only few people that I watch, I watch some things for comedy, but they're comedians. They're actual comedians, not. I'm not sitting there watching uh a lot of funny videos, because a lot of mine is just more knowledge based. I'd rather be more knowledgeable and actually have knowledge in front of my face, than rather than sitting there watching uh videos that are dumb or not as funny, to be honest. Most and if it's on YouTube, most of it's going to be gaming or oriented. So I don't watch a lot of comedy. I don't. The only comedy that you'll probably catch me watching is Family Guy or The Simpsons, and that's it. So yes, I do watch comedy. Yes, I do that. But sometimes it's got to be me in the mood for it, to be honest. I don't get into a lot of things. And to be honest, Glass, the thing that you did send me was not funny. It was actually not even a great video to begin with. To begin with, I've had Scarlett send me more funnier videos through Facebook and things um than you have sent me anything. So, but to be honest, um, I actually, to me, most of the stuff that I watch is usually a lot of politics, pretty much, video gaming, fashion. Those are the things that I tend to watch. And sometimes when I watch the gaming content, then yes, sometimes I do get that content that I watch that is pretty funny. Pretty funny. Like Tactical Grandma is one. Um, there's another guy that I watch um, that does the boom claw. Like it's more of just funny. Sometimes it's just fun to watch it, and most of the time, I I don't. A lot of times, it's what my YouTube tailors me to it, and um, And sometimes there are things out on YouTube that are just not really good content. And yeah, I know I've seen some of the content on YouTube that shouldn't even be on YouTube. But it is. But I'll tell you, sometimes we all have things that may be funny to us, and it may be funny, and it may be a thing that, you know, it's funny for me, and it may not be funny for you. So there's and the reason why I literally called that video dumb, and I'm not gonna share the video because I don't think it should be deserved any recognition for more than what I'm just telling you now. Now, to be honest, it's not. And to be honest, sometimes I don't get a lot of sometimes it may be funny, but then it's just not funny for me because I just don't see it for what it is. I just see it directly as a literal sense, not a I see things for literally for what they are, not in any other sense of other things. So just people just gotta realize that um, that when I see videos on YouTube or I see comedy or anything, I just see it for literally as literally right there in front of me as if it's um literal, not as if it's like, oh, this is fun, probably funny, but it's something else. It's funny because you see it that way, but I sometimes don't see things like that. I see it as if it's directly just literal sense, not in something else. It's just part of my autism that I have, that I see things literally. A lot of times, I know this too. Sometimes, like, idioms is the same thing. Like, I genuinely take those things that what they're meant for. Like, sometimes I get it. Sometimes I get it because I've learned it. I have to learn those things. It just doesn't come naturally to me. Like, you know, like go break a leg. When you go on to the thing, sometimes I think like like that. It doesn't mean go break a leg on go break a leg. It means just something else entirely. So it's one of those things where, you know, some things I see it for literally for what it is, and not actually something else that people see it is. Um, but to be honest, we've got a lot of a few things. There's three things on the title screen for today's big thing. For most of you, you've probably seen what's going on. For most of you, you've probably been focused on seeing what's going on and what's going on right now as for it. Um, there's a couple of things. First off, the Moscow is literally on fire. Um, if you for anything, a lot of things have been going on. 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, pretty much basically Russia started a war with Ukraine, and Ukraine basically has stood their ground for 4 years and has actually been doing, with a little help from the United States, not so much um, under Trump, but more under Biden. And still not, it's not the greatest help, but still helped a little bit. But Moscow is running scared because Ukraine is able to fight back. Okay, you don't have to have the biggest army in the world to win a war. Okay? You don't have to have the biggest army um and the best artillery and the best um tanks and the best things when you have people who um you know the biggest army does not always win. Okay, it comes down to strategy. It comes down to how much is being used for um um it is how much is being used for um uh how the army knows what they're doing and how to use it and how to um manage to create the a great way to utilize what resources they have at their fingertips rather than saying, "Oh, I have a million men going up against 500,000 men." 500,000 men can still outbeat 1 million with strategy and things that can turn the tide. People that have the knowledge that know how to defeat and take things into those things. It's sometimes yes having the best army and having the biggest army and having the best military. Sometimes you can still win. Sometimes you can still outdo it. You look at World War II. There are a lot of countries that were fought that got taken over from Germany that got returned back to what they were before, but only because a lot of times it takes a lot of things. But not every time will that happen. Not every time can you just go and sweep and take over a nation because that nation's going to be willing to know how to fight back and has learned from history and knows how to make the make those things and do what's right for their country. Okay? You can't just say that you can't just go out and say that's going to be that you're going to be able to easily win for your country or be able to easily win just because you know your hot stuff and you know what you're doing. Now, of course, there are going to be times where you think you can go in and steamroll like Trump has done in Venezuela, like he did in Venezuela, like he's done in that. Like he thought he could do it in Iran, but Iran's kind of standing their ground. Iran knows what they're doing. Iran, like a lot of people think that you can just go in and steamroll and take over countries like it's nothing. Okay? You can't just go and steamroll and take over countries just like that. Because a lot of times when you do the things like that, you gotta really understand that you can't just go out and pick a country and say, "Oh, yeah." Sometimes you might be able to. Sometimes you might be able to get away with certain things. Okay, like Hawaii. Hawaii was taken over. It used to be a monarchy, and it was taken over by the United States through economic means, not through military, but through economic means. Um, and things like that. Um, and then things like that. So you got to realize that the more that you spend on looking at your army and spending your time through it all, and spending your time actually um, looking at the way that things are being done, and study your history. Don't just go and see what you already learned in history class. You're not going to be able to learn everything in history class in a whole semester, or even within like your normal 1 year of history class. You will not be able to learn it within that whole time frame. Okay, you'll learn the basics. You'll learn a lot of things there, but you got to go and study 1930s Germany. Don't just study um, World War II. Study how World War II became, and study the history of what Hitler had done prior to World War II, and the things that he had done to get to that point. And some of those things that are similar to what was going on in 1930s Germany is going on today in the United States. Similarly, just modernized, basically. Okay. Um, and so with Moscow, you know, getting drone attacked um by Ukraine. Ukraine knows what they're doing. Ukraine has basically grown to becoming a better nation. You don't have to have the biggest amount of people. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Moscow has more people in the military, but in Ukraine they have um there. But if you look at Moscow, they're having to bring in people that are probably untrained, unqualified in the military just to completely get things going. Now I'm not quite 100% for sure that they have to train them. It's just like in the United States with ICE. Like they're getting people who are basically only getting 45 days of training or whatever small amount of training just to be able to um, go through and actually get their training done properly and done differently and done right um, for it. But a lot of people um, don't quite understand um, that you can't just the left does not quite seem to sometimes understand why I dislike um, gun reform, gun laws being taken away. I or guns being taken. I want you to understand something. Okay, in 1997, yes, it worked. If we had kept it going, if we had let it go, but because of what was going on in that time frame, it did not happen the way that it was supposed to. Um, they basically let it go for 10 years, and then basically just cut it up, let it be done. They weren't gonna let it continue, and now today we have more of it. Okay, that's that. But at the same time, for me, banning guns or banning those kinds of things does not actually solve a problem. If because one of the things that I wanted to really share with you, and I usually don't go into religious religion a lot of times. It's very rare that I will, and it's very rare that it's not very rare, but it's unlikely that you'll see me talk about religion. But the one thing I will tell you is go read the Book of Mormon and talk about the stripling warriors, and understand that yes, you may lay down your arms because it's wrong and it's not right, but at the same time, um, you know, their fathers put down their arms, but their sons did not. their sons took up and fought. And, you know, to defend yourself, you have to use it in a way to protect yourself, defend yourself. Don't use it in an offensive way. You know? Don't go out and buy a gun and then utilize it to go kill a whole bunch of people. Okay? You know? This ain't like Call of Duty. This ain't like Fortnite. This ain't like, those games where you can just respawn in and actually be able to, do that. It's not like GTA where you kill somebody, and then they will give you money. Okay? You're going to and get away with it too, to be honest. Like, you won't be able to. You won't be able to do that because eventually you do a whole bunch of it, you're going to get yourself into trouble and put yourself into jail a lot longer than that. And if you end up getting yourself busted, okay, in Grand Theft Auto, you're ending up, you think you're just gonna end up getting right out of jail right away, because that's not how it works. You're gonna get yourself shot. You're not gonna going to the hospital and then think you're just gonna get right out of the hospital right away like it's nothing. No, it's nothing like a video games. In a lot of things. But I will tell you, GTA 6 is on its way through GTA 6 pre-orders. GTA 6 has been officially been announced for store pages. So if you have seen a store page through PlayStation, you can get it through that. Do that as well. Let's do one other check before we do fully. I'm going to go to... Actually, I think I can do this through Steam itself. Let's go featured. Okay. Let's go look up Theft Auto. Okay. Hold on. Let me go. Games. Okay. No upcoming releases set up for the PC release, unfortunately. Grand Theft Auto Enhanced Edition. If you have the original Grand Theft Auto, you will get an upgrade to that. Okay, just for the FYI on it. But it is out there, and it is out there on your PlayStation Store and Xbox Store, but not on PC yet, unfortunately. It sucks that that PC has to wait. And I'm like, I'm against Grand Theft Auto, to be honest, for not being able to play on Linux. To be honest, Linux needs to be supported. I'm sick and tired of games not wanting that support for Linux in some regards. You know, like, I shouldn't have to go out and you should have a Windows system to be able to play Grand Theft Auto. I shouldn't, like, I actually can get the Enhanced Edition for Grand Theft Auto, through Steam, through Epic Games, but I can also get the Enhanced Edition through the PS4 to the PS5 Enhanced Edition, because that was free at one point, and I'll be able to get upgraded to the Enhanced for that. So I might go back into playing Grand Theft Auto at some point, even though I know it's not a great game and I pretty much don't like it. I will probably play it again to see the Enhanced Edition, to see the differences, because I get it for free now. For the enhanced version on the PlayStation 5. To be honest, I think what they should really have a focus on is for me, I would have, if I could go out, I would go out and buy Grand Theft Auto, the Rockstar games, if I had the funds and money. I'd still keep it going. I'd still let Grand Theft Auto be for what it is, but instead, I would add a little bit more, the content in relation to basically allowing for, um, crossplay. I would not introduce it on, I would keep it crossplay enabled off on GTA 5, but I would enable it for GTA 6. I would allow it for GTA 6 for consoles, allowing that if you're on a console and an Xbox or on a PlayStation, you'll be able to get crossplay for both. I would even do that in the GTA 5 Enhanced. I would have allowed that so that people who play Grand Theft Auto can get crossplay. It would be crossplay like on the PS4. You get the crossplay for Xbox One consoles. But I would not do it for PS5 and Xbox One and PS4 and PS5. On it. But so, but I will tell you that a lot of things that I typically will tell you that I do and that I will do with a lot of my streams. I'm going to tell you this before we get into the next topic for it is I have this thing that I'm going to start utilizing on a daily basis where I have a wheel of name and I'm going to end up picking what I'm going to wear for that day. And I'm going to pick it based on the ability for that decision to basically gonna go through it. Where do I wear and how I'm gonna wear it. Now of course sometimes I'll pay attention to what the weather's gonna be outside as well to kinda judge what I'm wearing, but most of the time I'm not gonna care unless I'm going out somewhere, then I will. But for streams, I have this thing where I have a wheel of names that I put in a whole bunch of stuff that allows to decide for what I'm going to wear for the day. To kind of decide, do I wear a full snowsuit? Do I wear two-piece? Do I wear a skirt? Do I wear shorts? Do I wear a hood, vest, jacket? Do I wear coat, shorts? Kind of basically deciding what do I wear for it. And I could have easily probably done 2 wheels, added a second wheel to it, and have spun it for basically and I think what I'm going to do is I'll have actually 3 I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna create that wheel and just do it for a little while to show you guys some random fits that may work, that may not, and I will be posting them on my story when I go live for the day. I'll post my fit for the day, to show you guys what I'm wearing for the day, and what I'm wearing for live streaming. I love fashion, so it's one of those things that I will do it. And I'm going to tell you that, I don't, um, and I'm going to do it that way. Um, so that's going to be for, a lot of that style and things that I'm going to pick for the day. So it could end up being it's a weird, um, where it's a weird, thing, um, where, um, where I want to do that. But for it, so we'll see how things go. I'm gonna start doing that on a daily basis, where I will tell you when I'm going live. I'm not gonna tell you what game we're gonna be playing through Instagram. It's just gonna be a fashion thing, and then the title will be there for Twitch. Um, so, but um, go to the bank real quick and check. Okay. I want to show you guys that if we go to the current exchange rate, 0 802,025. Right now, it's almost 5,000 US dollars right now. Um, for it. No, for it, but um, so it's literally like we only have $5,000 to our name right now. Maybe even less than that now, because we just spent. We just spent it, and of course, just for current. Yeah, for it. So yeah, so it's basically almost, we paid almost, just for that alone, we paid about $100 on it or whatnot, and it's one of those things where, um, um, for it, but to be honest, uh, I spend a lot of understanding that, if you guys don't quite understand what I'm talking about, like, it's $1 to like 161 last I checked to yen. Like $1 equals like 161. Like 5 years ago, it was almost roughly one one to one, like $1 for 100 yen, pretty much. And now it's kind of like, it's cheaper for you if you go and spend $1 in Japan, in United States. Take $1 and you go to Japan. Okay, $1 is going to make your worth it. And it's well worth it for a lot of people to just go from one place to the other. It's cheaper. It's 61 yen more for Japanese. If you're Japanese and you're trying to travel out of the country, then you go gone. Um, uh, you're gonna have a harder time trying to be able to travel out of the country for it. You know. Okay. Yeah. No, we're going all the way up to there to finish our load. But I really don't know how I'm going to be able to fix my ride right now. Um, my truck is pretty much basically acts as a malfunction. Um, because right now I have damage, but like, if we actually go to our truck manager, its condition is not as great for it. And I don't get why they don't show me the wear on the truck itself. But it's one of those things that I don't get a lot for it. And trust me, I will tell you, um, for it. But it's one of those things where, you know, it's like you go and you spend traveling outside the country. It's going to take you a little bit more funds just to be able to um, do things. Now, of course, one thing that is taking a lot of funds and actually making things worse is the reflecting pool. A lot of you have probably seen a lot of the reflecting pool being um, listed as a disaster right now. They literally are trying to get the reflecting pool to get back to the paint's falling apart. More algae's growing than it was before, um, and it's becoming a lot worse for it. Um, the thing that Trump has put into the White House with all the gold has been reportedly that all that gold is becoming a um has been reported that it is a um being used by superglue. He has literally um does not know how to decorate. He is pretty much basically does not know what he's doing, does not understand that, you know, if you want gold in the White House, you should really be spending your time actually, instead of using superglue, using actual things that actually work better for it. But of course, no, can't do that. He's basically wasted a lot of our money just to put a name on the Kennedy Center, and then trying to take it away. They like, I want that thing, that stuff that's being put up to behind it needs to be taken down and gone to see if it really is gone or if it's not, and it's just them hiding it for that fact. And it's just one of those things where, you know, why do we have a guy with a bat? Looks like that would be like something I could go back that way, but like sometimes there's like a secret. And sometimes like SCS will put like secrets in these games that um aren't maybe a real part of the thing, but may not be directly there. But you know, and it's really sad to see that they're trying. Okay. We're down here. How long would it take Yeah, so travel distance from down there. How long would it take for us to get... Nope, that's only 168. How about you? That's also 648. That is like 306 kilometers. Okay, it's gonna tell me it's incomplete. But I'm pretty sure revenue for higher deliveries, fragile cargo. Like, okay, here's what I'm going to do. We're gonna save the game here under a PJ 6926. No, it's a 26. No, that's 27. Okay. For this, I'm going to go and take, and we're going to hit apply that there. That's going to allow us to create longer distance. But if we go to the cargo market, and go with the longest route, okay? For longest land distance and ferry route, it's 762 kilometers for the longest route. But the mason jars are taking less, get us more funds. If we do that, it basically does not change the longest distance that we have available to us. Okay, that's there. Now, if we were to load up before we equipped that thing, it's still going to keep us that longest. So I don't really want to increase that. We go to skills, okay. Would apply that there. Okay. The plumbing supplies did not change. But then if we go with the mason jars are there as well for that. Mason jars are still the same price as what it was before. I'm trying to see what's going to give us more money. For it. The cargo market. Okay, so the mason jars did get an increase there on that. So the mason jar one got a nice substantial increase in price for it. So I did do right. I think I'm gonna stick with what I've got. Um, Now of course, um, if we go to skills, I wish you could get like one time, be able to respec a lot of these things, because I would probably maybe um put it there. But to be honest, we do get a 22% XP bonus for fragile cargo. So I'm gonna go, and it's gonna cost me a little bit to tow for 2 hours. I am not gonna complain. Because we need to go to truck configurator. We're at 3 for it. Um, the tag lift, okay, allows us to carry a lot heavier cargo, but I still think that there. But if we go to service, as you know, um, it costs us 6,500 to literally fix something that is inherently not great. But if I go and upgrade, um, it's only 5,000 to upgrade to this. If I spend the time to upgrade, it does not sit well in the back anyway. So I'm just gonna stick with what we've got. Um, and just upgrade the truck to a bit of a higher rated engine. Of course, I could do that. That's 175 um just to change it to that, which is not something I want to do. Use license plate. I'm just throwing the Japanese license plate on the front of the truck now too. No, I think I will go with the HI sidebar more, and then light chrome 5 every other. Every other for that one, and then we'll throw orange, the light chrome 1 on the other end for it. But to be honest, take that out because there's no point. I like the stock, so I'll just leave it there. Team. No, I'm gonna leave it truck of the year. I like it. Lights. But I am going to add a thing up here though. Um, It's okay. It doesn't need to be perfect. A perfectly blue. We got the hot dog grill light up there. Um, could go with the thunder. Um, but I'm gonna put the boom up there rather than throw that and throw the lumen mark 1 on here. Now I'm seeing that we can do this one. That's gonna make us a lamp holder LED. Now that's an LED one that I wouldn't have to put everything there. We also have a Viking setup, which is also, I like the Viking setup too. Um, the Sing is great. That the Mirage gives us more lighting situation. Um, but what do we unlock at 15 and 21 that are going to make me guess on it? Um, First and foremost, let's go to catalog. Let's go to Truck Explorer. Okay. I'm gonna sit here and actually I can't. It's the Iveco Stralis Highway. I just wanted to see what it would entail. Dragonfly and the Ranger get unlocked. I don't think I really like that to begin with, so I am going to tell you that if we go over here back in um, to begin with, I think I upgrade you, and then I'm going to start with the LED holder with the matte style paint. Paint just for that, or origami just to add like a boom 1 or boom 2, and then we can go down here, and then I like the HS roof matte holder, to be honest. It does got one, it's got one LED there. The samurai, to be honest, I like this, and I don't have have it. I think I might go with this lamp holder there. Because we could put the hot dog grill lamp there, but I don't like it. So then we just go and put our lamp. I'm seeing how much it would cost if I were to put all of this together. I have enough to do it. Um, but I would upgrade the engine, is what I'm doing, more or less. I could just leave the lamp holder there right now. I can just leave the lamp holder there, and then we can add on those those lumen lights later. I could go with the LED for now, and that just to add some lighting up on top, just so that people can, just so that um, or or we come all the way down over here and we put the HS with the silver, little bit of a silver bar down below that gives us a little bit of that lighting, and then with it, okay, pour it down there, and it will save us on a lot of money in the long run, getting us our horn, adding the LED at the bottom down there, and then we can throw every other. I'm gonna throw a Chrome 5 for now, just to see. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm just seeing how that looks. I might take you off there and put you there instead. Take them off on the edges here. And put them on that end and see how that looks. But I don't think I'm going to do that. Um, okay. It doesn't need to be exact. And then we throw lumen mark 1 on both ends. Ends. Or Yeah, I think I'm going to 177, 159. I think we just upgrade the engine. It's 177, 159. Um, I think we could do that. Windshield shades. Um, I will add the trans flag to some of these spots. Japan pillow. Let's do the trans flag there, I think. Let's put the sleeping bag. I'm trying to see. And then... no, thank you. Uh, let's go look for our... I'm just trying... Toy Cupid hat, I guess. Put it there. And confirm our order for it. Um... then if we got a truck configurator, and then service, I'm just gonna do the wheels for right now. For right now, I'm just gonna expend on that for right now. I don't have a lot to... Yeah, I shouldn't be in the red. Um, so... Hira, that one there is 18. It's 3-minute trip time. Peas. That's a 3-minute trip time for it. Let's take that one. Because what little I can make off of this... So now we're at 460. That's going to help us go up hills a lot better. Um... Yep. It's a 3-minute trip time, but to load up, it takes a little bit. Have I missed anything through the stream? Yeah, there is also one other thing that I need you guys to also understand, is that, if you guys are watching via, Steam, if you guys are watching this right now, I guess, or even in the future, things may have changed between the things that I'm about to say in the future. But right now there is some applications on Steam that could potentially have some malware that could be potentially linked to it. It's application stuff. So don't download willy-nilly from Wallpaper Engine. Um, Like you can still um that's why you don't download things like that. You make sure that that you don't just download applications that you don't trust. Like if you're looking for wallpaper and you're looking for stuff, um to be honest, if you're looking for wallpaper, don't just go to wallpaper engine, just download a freaking still image to be more precise. Yep. Um it's always a good thing to just don't. Um that one's also an hour trip time for it. I'm trying to think. Um, if I go to navigation, we're here. Um, an hour trip times goes to Sageyo, or Shinjuku. Um, yeah, this goes to Shinjuku. Um, which is an hour trip time. Um, now if we do take that and we go to Shinjuku, right? We got an hour trip time. Things are going to change between now and then, but I just want to look at, if we go to Shinjuku, we got this airmail that expires in 19 hours. That's going to give me 2 hours. That's going to give me, but taking that airmail down there. So that's probably a safe bet. And that's going to Haruma Logistic. But right now we're down here. Um, we're going to take this nylon cord, and get off, um, and get off for the day. I'm going to go make some supper, but I'm going around, like, I feel like sometimes they do weirdly. So we'll take this, and then, um, next time we will take that, and we'll take this airmail. Probably the next stream is probably going to be on Sunday, or probably Saturday tomorrow. But on Monday might be the only thing that um that'll probably be the only thing that will be our next stream for Euro Truck. Because I'm supposed to be um trying to play Final Fantasy 13. I need to get that done. I have been neglecting it for a little while. Um, for Let me check to see. Anyway, um, but for a lot of you, one of the other things that I'm going to share with you, before I do get off, because I didn't realize it was 6 o'clock already, um, is one of my favorite things to listen to is a lot of video game music. Like, I have a real fondness for video game music. It's one of those things that I love music. It's like I have a variety of music that I love. Um, Music has been always a thing that touches me in a lot of ways, but a lot of times, I don't listen to a lot of video game music. Like, I don't sit there and listen to everything, but sometimes, one of my all-time favorite trucking songs from SCS is um, the Extreme Trucker 2 for that one, the song I like. And I use it for my alarm for ETS2 when I need to, or American Truck. I use it for when I need to stream for that. Um, but I absolutely have been a fond of a lot of. Oh, not again. Not again. I always do this every time right around here at night. I don't get it. Um, where um where I enjoy a lot of the music that I have enjoyed a lot of the music for everything. There everything I enjoy. Um you know what, I wouldn't have experienced music if it wasn't for games like Clone Hero, Guitar Hero, Rock Band, Fortnite, Stage Tour. Well, Stage Tour's not out yet, but games like that have gotten me interested in a lot of music that I wouldn't have been otherwise. Um, and to be honest, like, uh, that's one of those things that is my favorite thing to play all the time. Is like I have my top video games of all time. Um, is not um If we actually go with my top 10, Final Fantasy is up within the top 10. Then I'm just putting it as a franchise itself, but it's not the top 10. Um, because it's not like within like the first top 5 though. Um, because some of it's like City Skylines is up there. Like City Skylines 1 and City Skylines 2 are up there within the series itself. Um, but you know, Guitar Hero and Rock Band are right up there with the franchise itself. Um, because you know they're the only thing that really um, I really enjoy the most compared to any other game. Final Fantasy is right up there with it too. To be honest, and a lot of it is um, just because I enjoy the stuff for it, and I enjoy the way that these games present themselves in a way that I have enjoyed a lot of the gaming franchises from you know from the very first Guitar Hero game, you know, and just experiencing all of that for the first time back in the day. It's like, and today it's like, you know, I've come a long way from playing video games. I have literally played um actually we're going this way. This is different. I haven't gone this way yet. Um but I'm gonna tell you guys that you know Euro Truck and American Truck are right up there within the top best video games of all time, because like a lot of people will look at me and be like, you have some people might complain that I have the bad poor taste in content and things on the internet and things, but it's like, or video game tastes. I will tell you, like, it's nothing that um that it's like I have um nothing wrong with a lot of these games. I'm just saying these are the games that I would absolutely spend more of my time just going back in on a daily basis than going in and playing, you know, Call of Duty. Like Call of Duty, yes, it's fantastic. It's not the it's probably not within my top 10. It's probably within probably my top 100 at least. Um, because to be honest, Fortnite's up there within the top 100 as well. Um, there are just some better games out there that would probably be put on here. Like I would tell you that within my top 100, Grand Theft Auto is even on the list, but it's not as apparent to it being that way. Um, I think what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to make this conscious decision. I know I said I wouldn't go back and play Grand Theft Auto, but I think I might. Just to go play the Enhanced Edition just to see the difference. Because we get a free upgrade to the Enhanced Edition because we had the base game. I will check to see if I can do that through the Epic Game Store and see if I get the Enhanced Edition. Just to be able to play that for a while. And do the same thing with the PlayStation. Check that to see if I can get the Enhanced. Because I'm pretty sure the Enhanced is exclusively to PS5, which would be fantastic. Because to be honest, like I tell you, I've played Grand Theft Auto since basically PS2. I've played Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice, I have played Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City on the PS2 physically. Like I own those games. I have not played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas though to the PS2. Um, but I have played Grand Theft Auto 4, um, through the PC. I own pretty much Grand Theft Auto 1, Grand Theft Auto 3, 4, 3, 4, 5 on PC, as well as Vice and San Andreas. The OG, not the definitive edition of those games, for what it's worth. Um, and I have played the PSP versions of that game. But I don't own it. I've played it through emulation just to test it out, just to see how it is, um, and things like that. Like I've played a lot of that, but I've pretty much basically played the Grand Theft Auto. I've played every version of Grand Theft Auto out there. I played Grand Theft Auto, um, 5 from the Xbox 360 to PS4, PS4 version. I have not played the enhanced edition of it yet, but I will probably. And I have played the Grand Theft Auto for PC as well for 5. So I have played all of these versions of Grand Theft Auto to a point where I love the differences in a lot of these video games have um, for it. But to be honest, guys, I would love to finish this, but I probably need to get off. So I'm going to tell you tonight, here in about a couple hours, 2-3 hours from now, we will be playing some Call of Duty. Because Call of Duty is going to be one of those things where we'll be doing some zombies tonight. So if you want to see content like that, make sure you guys are followed here on Twitch. We're always live at night on Twitch only. And then if you're watching on YouTube, the next YouTube stream will be on Sunday. For it, I am going to tell you, it doesn't matter if Barnacles is not on tomorrow or not. I am going to tell you, I am not going to go live. I am just going to upload City Skyline stuff for you guys for tomorrow. So that you guys can kind of see things like that. And that you guys can get a lot of the content out of the way. So that we aren't like, that I'm doing City Skylines, I'm doing some videos so I can get kind of recognized a little bit, so that more people can follow and subscribe and do things like that, where I will release 2 videos a week, live stream daily. And the reason why I'm doing 2 videos a week is because I will not be live on Wednesdays for Rock Band 4, and I will not be live on Saturdays because of Barnacles. So for it, but anyway, I'm gonna save it here. I'm gonna get off. Also, if you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure that when you guys hit that follow, hit that subscribe on YouTube, make sure that you hit that bell notification so you can stay up to date. With all things gaming Rocks. And if you don't hit that notification on, that you aren't going to get notified, because to be honest, YouTube will not send it out to you. If you have the bell notification with the all, it's going to send it out to you no matter what. If you haven't set it to personalize, it will send it out occasionally when you are watching a lot of it, when you are not. If you don't have the bell notification set to all, and you did before, switch it back to all, because sometimes YouTube will decide to switch it to personalized. Don't know how this YouTube algorithm thing works, but make sure that you guys are doing that. So anyway, I'm gonna go make some supper, so we'll catch you guys later.